Good morning student. Today I am going to explain history lesson number 8 Women, Caste and Reform part 2 and today's points to be discussed, that is girls begin going to school, women write about women. This point I have to discuss. Yesterday I have discussed about the social reformer Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Vishal Chandra Vidyasagar, then many such reformers are there, that today we are going to see this part. And what is the name of the lesson? Women, caste and the reform. Understood? Now here what is that these girls begin going to school. Many of the reformers felt that what they felt that if the girls get education, then what will happen? The condition of the women can be improved there. Who felt like this? The social reformers. The social reformers felt that if the girls get education, the condition of the women can be improved there. That's why they started school. First of all, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar started girls' school where in Bombay. Whenever he started the school at that time, the very less admission he got it. Why? Because people were feared. Why people were feared? Because such a superstitions were there in ancient time that if the girls got education, they became the widow. That was the superstition. And these social reformers were there. They had taken too much efforts to remove such a superstition from the minds of the people. Understood? So Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, he started first school where in Bombay, and whenever he started the school, very less admission he got, and the people were feared. The one superstition was that, just I told. Another is they thought that if the girls went to the school, then what will happen there? There is the public will torture also to them, and they were not be safe. Understood? That's why they were not ready to send to the school there. But then also some people were there. They sent, and Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar started first school. Now that some women, those learned women were there in this medieval period. We had seen it that some learned women were there, that they got the education by their husbands and sometimes by their father also there, because they were very lenient about them. That's why they have given the education. Understood? This that in last year you have seen it that about the Rasundari Devi. One chapter you had in civics, how she was very eager to learn it, eager to write it, and she was reading her lesson, or she was taking education with her own. Whenever if the family members was sleeping, at that time she was rewinding her lessons. Understood? In the flickers light of the candles. Got it? That story you have learned it. Now these many Muslims women also there, they also wanted to learn, but at that time that also not allowed. They were also denied to education. So but some this Mumtaz, one of the ladies, she went, she had learned first of all the Quran, and she gave the education to the Muslim women, and what is written in the Puranas, that Muslim women could read it. Understood? Now in the Popar, that the Begum also, she opened the girls' school. Now another one, just I am going to give the example of Rokia Shekhawat. She also started a school for Muslim girls, that is a primary school she started there, and she tried to give the education to the Muslim women or Muslim girls there. She was so clever, she was such a great critic, and she had such a conservative ideas. She could discuss about the Quran to whom? To the learned person also there. Now who was she? She was Rekha. Name of that is Rokia Shekhawat is the name of that lady. Another is, now that in 19th century what happened there, now the women were taking education, they were going to universities. First they completed their education, is in school, and then they went to college, university, and they had, after completing their education, some became doctor, some became teacher also, some became critic, and they had started to write everything there. That whatever the written there in the Puranas, in the Upanishads, they were discussing. Not only that, they were criticizing to the superstition, blind beliefs, and whatever the rules and the laws made. That is because there were too much discrimination in the society, and this for getting the equal right, these women were writing that one. Understood? Another is what? Tarabai Shinde. She also had taken education. She became the scholar Tarabai Shinde, and she had written one book. The name of that book is Stri Purush Tulna. What is the name of that book? Stri Purush Tulna. It means that comparison between the men and the women. That book she wrote it, and in that book she had written about how the inferior treatments women get it. Understood? Now another social reformer, lady social reformer, who was she? She was Pandita Ramabai. Pandita Ramabai was the scholar of Sanskrit, and she also had written many books there. And whenever she became the scholar, she studied about the Sanskrit. At that time she had written the condition of the upper caste women, how in the society there. Got it? Now she came to understand the widows were humiliated by the husband's family there. At that time, that even if the lady became widow, that she was not getting proper treatment there, and husband's family's member were humiliating there, torturing to her, torturing to them, and that's why she had opened one ashram there. And this is she had opened the ashram while these widows were living there, and she had given education to that widows there. They can stand on their own feet, means they can earn their livelihood. That education that Pandita Ramabai has given to whom? To the widows there. It means that many social reformers were there. They tried to remove such a superstition, blind beliefs from the society there. And they came to understand, if the women will educate, then whole society can be educated there. And that's why they spread up the education everywhere, try to spread up the education everywhere among the girls also. Understood? And here this Raja Ram Mohan Rai also opened the school in Punjab, and in Maharashtra Jyotirao Phule, he started first school there. Whenever he started first school, at that time what happened, when Jyotirao Phule started the school, he had given education first Savitribai Phule. Understood? Now after that they both opened the school in Pune. Whenever the girls were going to school, at that time people were throwing cow dung there. They were giving such a bad communal against both there. But then also they had not left their work, and they had given education to the women. In Maharashtra, this Savitribai Phule and Mahatma Phule had given the education to whom? To the women there. Another is that, needless to say, all this more than alarm the Orthodox. Now see Orthodox people were there. Orthodox means what? Those who were keeping belief, or they were keeping belief on whatever written in the Puranas, and they were thinking that women should not get the education. Such a mentalities some societies people were there. They thought that if the women educated, then what will happen? They will deny the household work also there. That fear also, that's why many of the people were not sending their girls to the school there, because they thought that if the women educated, they will not do the household work also there, and their mind would change. And then what will happen if their mind changed? And it would be against the religion also there. And this thought they were thinking it. Not only the Hindus people, even the Orthodox Muslims also were thinking that, and that's why they were denied to education to whom? To the women. But by the end of the 19th century, Women themselves were actively working, but 19th century women have taken the education and they actively taken part in that. Now you have learned in last year also there, and from 5th standard you are learning in the freedom struggle. There many women were there. They had done the revolutionary activity against the British government that we have done. Now in 19th century, whenever the women had taken education, at that time they started writing there. Now whenever they started the writing, they had published their articles also, and they were keeping in front of the people how the women are torturing by the society. Understood? In mid 19th century, what happened? The first Muslim novel or first Urdu novel had been published there, and in that also this the writer, she was a Muslim and she had written everything about the women there. Got it? Now whenever this women became educated, at that time they had started the movement that which movement they wanted right to vote. Means suffrage movement also they had started it there, and they were taking part in freedom struggle. They wanted the right to vote also there. At that time Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose also helped to the women, and another social reformer. They came to understand how women are tortured by the society. Now in this part we had seen about the women right about women and the girls began going to school. Now women right about the women means what? The learned women were there, those who had taken education, those who were scholars. They had written about the women, how the women are not getting a proper treatment in the society, and for getting the proper treatment there should not be any type of discrimination in the society. That's why some women write about the women there. Understood? Now in this part we have seen like this, and this part the lesson is so large that so I have divided it in the 4 part there, that you should understand it very well. These social reformers you have to learn forever there. Why? Because in 9th standard also you have to study it again, in 10th standard also there. These social reformers, freedom fighters, or these the lady social reformers, they are those who had sacrificed their lives for the women. It's why should we have to learn, and why should we always keep it in the mind that because of them the women got right to vote, then right to education also there. Means we must have to appreciate, we must have to pay tribute to such a social reformers. Because of them then the women get education. Understood? Now read this part, and if you have any queries regarding this you can ask me. Thank you my children.